want to welcome everybody to PhoneGap Day 2017. It's our first time doing it in New York. We're really excited to be here. It has nothing to do with all of the wonderful things that New York has to offer. It mostly has to do with you guys. Now, if you believe that, I've got this bridge in Brooklyn I would tell you as well. So anyway, I'm Simon McDonald. I've been a member of the PhoneGap team for a super long time. Many of the PhoneGap team members are here, and I'm just going to ask them to maybe stand up, throw your hands up or something. Because if you want to talk to any of us during the conference, please reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you. So folks, stand up, throw your hands up there. So any of these people, just feel free to grab them at any point during the conference and ask them some more questions. Also, you may have heard that Brian LaRue is going to be the MC for today. Brian had a scheduling conflict for today, so unfortunately I got to do all this stuff. And I would not do as good of a job as Brian, but I'm going to do my best for you. All right, so the conference Wi-Fi is written over here. You're on the Microsoft guest account, and it used that code in order to log into the Wi-Fi. Now, I tested it yesterday. It's working quite well, so if there's any problems, please come talk to me, and I'll get somebody to help you out with that. One thing that you may note on your badges, we have a small scheduling change. So Nicole Alexander, who is going to be speaking at 11:10 today, unfortunately, she was in Dublin, Ireland, and because of the kind of tropical storm that kind of screwed up all of the flights into JFK on Monday, she could not land, so she was stuck in Ireland, could not land on Tuesday, still in Ireland right now, so she got pushed back quite a bit. So unfortunately, Nicole will not be able to join us. So what we're going to do is take Anis Kadri, who is speaking at 4:30, move him to the 11:10 spot, and then we're just going to end things about 20 minutes earlier today so we can all get to the Beer Authority a little bit earlier, or possibly give you some time to run back to your hotels, drop off your laptops so you don't have to carry them around all day. We have a code of conduct here at PhoneGap Day, so if you go to the PhoneGap Day website, you can link to it. I think we're all professional people. It shouldn't be a problem. But if you are being harassed at any point in time today, come see myself or any other of the PhoneGap team members. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, our wonderful sponsors who make this possible every year. We have Manaka. I know Massa. I saw him walk in here. He's in the back. Thank you so much. Ionic, Mike is going to be talking earlier this morning, but we love having Ionic here. And of course, Microsoft, who is helping us out by providing this wonderful facility for us to have PhoneGap Day today. And I mean, I'd be remiss in not mentioning Adobe I because Jen would beat me up if I don't mention Adobe I. So there, I did it. You all heard me. We're good. All right. And if you want to really make somebody's day, you should thank Jen Gray, who is one of our marketing folks who helped really get all of this off the ground, and Celia, who is the person who gave you your badge on the elevators. These are the people that really don't get to be in this room and kind of enjoy the conference, but without them, it wouldn't run at all. So if you get a chance today, just say thanks to them. All right. So without any further ado, we're going to have our first speaker come up. We have Suraj Pindoria, who is going to kick everything off on PhoneGap Day 2017.
Oh, no. All right. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to PhoneGap Day 2017. I hope you had a good time getting in. It wasn't too bad. We have a great lineup of speakers today, so hopefully you're excited as we are to hear them out and see what they have to say. So a little bit about myself. I started as an intern on the PhoneGap and Cordova team at Adobe, and I came back, and I've been here for a little over 2 years now. Well, Simon stole my thank the sponsors, so I don't have to do that. Like I said, the Wi-Fi is over there, and then if you're going to do any social mediaing, the hashtag is PGDay. So we'd love to retweet your stuff. And then before we start, just wanted to see how many people have used PhoneGap or Cordova before? Cool, just about everyone. And then how many people have been to a PGDay before? Excellent. All right, cool. So it's a good mix of everything. All right, let's start. So PhoneGap started around 8 years ago, back in 2008, with the goal of creating mobile apps using web technology. And then along the way, Cordova was born. Cordova focuses on packaging your web apps into App Store-ready binaries, bringing native functionality to your web apps. Let's continue focusing on Cordova. So Cordova is starting to show its age. So what do we have planned for this year? I'm going to be modernizing it. So this is a phrase you might hear frequently. So we're updating Cordova right now to work and be built with the latest advancements in JavaScript. What does that actually mean, though? So for starters, all your Cordova projects are now Node.js projects. So that means every time you create a new project, it's going to have a package JSON. So you can use the vast majority of Node modules on NPM to create your apps. So for example, you could use ES6 and then transpile back with Babel. Henry's going to be talking about that a little later, so I'll let him talk about that. But we aren't just including package JSON for you to use third-party modules. We're moving dependency management into package JSON as well. So whenever you add platforms, plugins, we're just running npm install under the hood. And then with that, dependencies are now all auto-saved in package JSON under the Cordova key. So whenever you install plugins, platforms, you can also set variables in there as well. We read it all from the package JSON. And this becomes useful if you ever need to restore your project, something gets messed up. And here's just a quick little demo. So just adding the Android platform. It's a little tiny, but trust me, it's doing it. And then we're just looking at the package JSON. You can see Cordova Android has been added to the dependencies, and same inside the Cordova key. And then quit out. And then you can also see in the Node modules, all your Cordova Android and plugins are installed there as well. So part of modernizing Cordova means we have to delete some old code as well. So as part of this, we've deprecated a few platforms. So we've gotten rid of BlackBerry, Firefox OS, Ubuntu, and Windows Phone. And moving forward, our primary focus is just going to be Android, iOS, Windows Universal, and the browser platform. We've also dropped support for older versions of Node. So now Cordova currently only runs with Node.js 4 and up. Primary motivation behind this is just to allow developers of Cordova to use the latest ES6 features. And then starting April 1st of next year, we're going to be dropping Node 4 and moving to Node 6 support.
Why did you choose April Fool's Day? That's like Friday the 13th for our people.
Maybe that's part of it. And then also, Cordova right now, we're working on improving our extensibility. So the first thing we did is we've added a new Cordova Config command. And this helps you set global variables, so you don't have to add them to your commands every time. So some of them that we've included are autosave, browserify, and fetch. And then also, we've made it easier for third-party platforms to use the Cordova tooling. So now we've created a standardized API. So anytime you want to add a new platform, you can just implement that API, and it should work with the Cordova tooling. Obviously, you'll still need to add the plugin support for your specific platform, but we've made it really easy to at least work with the tooling. And an example of this is UNOS by Alibaba. And then, so one of our continued goals of Cordova is to always keep growing our community. So that means increasing both the numbers of people using it and contributing to Cordova. So we understand that it's pretty tough when you want to contribute to an open source project. So we're working hard right now to improve our docs around our development processes, just so when others want to come in and work on it, they can have an easier transition into doing so. And then one thing we always want to highlight is contributions don't always have to be code. So we always need help discovering issues, filing issues, updating docs. So you don't have to be a coder to contribute to this project. We've also worked to switch over our repos from Apache Mirrors to GitHub. So now we're using full GitHub repos, which it really helps. And we're also working to move over the issues as well from Jira. So it should be easier to find and search through all of our issues. We're also working on adding better labeling for issues and PRs. So things like easy fixes can be found when you're first coming on. And then we also now, as developers, have the ability to merge directly from GitHub, like the website. So it's a huge step up from where it was before. And hopefully all of this helps you guys when you want to come and contribute to the project. And then while Cordova handles the native side, PhoneGap has always had the goal of creating first-class apps. So we're going to move from Cordova up the stack a little bit. We haven't created our own app framework, and we don't plan to anytime soon. But we do want to help you build great apps using existing frameworks. So some of these include Ionic, Framework 7, Ember, and Onsen UI. And then massively, we'll be talking about some Onsen UI stuff later on. And then here's just a quick demo of an app we built called Star Track. It's using the Framework 7 framework. So it gives you a lot of really cool UI elements and stuff to handle all your app. Gives it a nice native look and feel. So a lot of that stuff you don't have to handle yourself. And then here you can just go in, you can preview tracks, things like that. And then a little update on the plugins. So we started working on updating them. A few of them have now been integrated into the platforms themselves. So you don't need to go manually add these plugins anymore. As soon as you add a platform, it'll automatically be adding these plugins. And then we're also sunsetting some. So some of these have been implemented by the browsers now, or we don't really see the need for them, so we're dropping the support. But they'll still be available if you need them for backwards compatibility. And then as we move forward, PhoneGap's continuing to look forward to the future. So we're trying to treat PWAs as output targets. So the first step in this is to update the existing plugin APIs to match the W3C specs. And then we can package up these APIs into the PhoneGap PWA plugin. And then, so what we want is for you to be able to build a PWA into a native app, native Android and iOS app. So right now we're using polyfills for APIs that don't already exist, particularly on iOS. And then also we've updated the browser platform. So whenever you add that now, it auto-creates a manifest.json file. So it's an easy way to create a quick PWA app. And then we're also working on a few new W3C spec compliant plugins to go along with this. And then this year, we've also put a lot of emphasis on improving Cordova and PhoneGap tooling to become more stable and reliable. So this is where we ask you to help us all out by saying yes to the analytics prompts. I know everyone loves those. But with those analytics, it really helps us to improve our crash reporting. And then we can work to do more data-driven development to improve the product overall. So we ask that you please say yes to analytics. And then finally, a quick shout out to the Adobe I effort. It's a new effort within Adobe to create a developer platform for all of you. And with I/O, you can add cloud functionality to remove some common pain points when developing your apps. And then in terms of PhoneGap, we plan to leverage this to improve our push support, for one, and then also sharing your PhoneGap apps when it comes to showing your clients or your bosses what you're up to. And then also improved pairing between the PhoneGap developer and desktop app. I know we have a lot of people with issues with that. And then lastly, tighter integration with PhoneGap Build. So keep an eye out for some of these new features. I don't want to talk about it too much because Lars is going to be talking about this later, and he'll give you a more in-depth overview. And then with that, I just want to say thank you. PhoneGap and Cordova would not be what it is today without all of you using it and helping us to make it better. So thank you again. And then here's a quick recap of the agenda for today. It's all on the back of your cards. But yeah, thank you.